Hello everyone, my name is Kirill. You are on the AutoAdviser channel. As part of the latest events related to the coronavirus, we also wanted to contribute from the automotive point of view. So today we will talk about the cabin air filter, including the antibacterial filter. And so, here on my table are 3 filters of the same size, but they all differ from each other in characteristics and production technology. I hope there is no need to explain why a cabin filter is needed. It is necessary in order to clean the air entering the cabin. Let's start and unpack the first filter. As you can see, this filter consists of 2 parts and, judging by the material, does not have any complicated technological features. It is just a single-layer filter, thin enough and not heavy, and it is designed to trap any contaminants within the air to prevent them from infiltrating the air you breathe. Now let's move on to unpacking the second filter. As you can see, this filter differs from the previous one in color, and moreover, I will tell you that it is about twice as heavy as the previous one, since it already contains carbon or simply charcoal. We all know that there are activated charcoal tablets that help with some disorders and poisoning, since charcoal has the ability to bind toxins and prevent them from entering the bloodstream of the body or the car interior, as in our case. The charcoal found in cabin filters isn't what you'd throw on a barbecue pit. It's treated with heating chemicals that allow for odor control. Gases are held on the surface of the activated charcoal filter by adsorption. I think it's obvious to you that this charcoal filter is better than the previous one. It is also worth noting that the filter must be installed on the correct side, and here on the filter is an indication of the direction of airflow, so this side should be installed towards the cabin. In general, we must understand that the more technologically advanced the filter is, so the more air resistance it creates, since the air passes through a greater number of layers. Now we have got acquainted with the 2 most common types of air filters, a simple filter and a carbon filter. And by the way, I recommend using a carbon or charcoal one, of course, because it is more efficient. And by the way, if you need to buy a new filter, be sure to visit the AutoAdviser.by website. The link will be in the description. Today, we also have a third filter in the studio, which is better than the previous 2 and has antibacterial properties. As our cameraman said behind the scenes, this filter is even quite beautiful, because it has such a bluish tint, and it is much heavier than a charcoal filter and even more so than a simple filter, since this filter consists of as many as 5 layers. More information, what layers are there, for example, is indicated on the packaging here. On the packaging we see the S5 marking. This means that this filter has exactly 5 layers, and also in total these layers protect against 5 types of pollution. The first is bad odors. Next is pollen. This factor is very important for people who suffer from allergies, so during the bloom season this filter doesn't let pollen through and you will feel comfortable inside your car. The third is particle of soot and dust. Next layer will trap the mold, because with high humidity inside the car, especially when you use the air conditioner, it happens that mold starts to grow on the filter and you may feel such an unpleasant smell. And so it is precisely this filter that has the property that prevents the development of mold on its surface and also prevents the growth of bacteria. I read the instructions for this filter on the internet, and it says that it even prevents bacteria from getting inside the cabin from the outside. That is, you are driving in almost a sterile environment. Well, not really, of course, because after all, the car is not a sealed device. There are gaps between doors, windows, and so on. In today's situation regarding the coronavirus, many will ask, what about the viruses? Does this filter trap viruses? But unfortunately, there is no information about this here. And I want to tell you that a virus is much smaller than any bacteria, so there is no unambiguous opinion whether this filter traps viruses or not. I can definitely say that this filter is much better than all the previous ones, a simple filter and charcoal filter, since this 5-layer filter prevents these 5 types of pollutants from entering the cabin. In general, this is all that I wanted to discuss about filters. I hope many of you have learned that there is a so-called antibacterial filter. It is produced by several manufacturers, and so you can choose any of them. It was the AutoAdviser channel. Stay healthy and all the best to you, and see you soon.